We don't know what we're drinking, but we'll put it in our mouths and we'll tell you about it.
Oh my gosh. At least you're on tune. Welcome to Stuff and Whiskey. I'm Erin.
I'm Josh. We are back with another completely double-blind tasting, which means we have no clue what is in either one of these glasses.
We do not.
They've been drawn at random from our blind sample pool, full of a bunch of matchups that have been paired up for one reason or another. There's no telling why these two are paired up together. But before we get into this, you should know that Erin is the little bit more casual social sipper amongst the two of us, whereas I'm a little bit more of the whiskey nerd.
Yep.
She's a little bit more frugal. I'm a little bit more loose with the purse strings around here. And we're not professional whiskey tasters, just like we're not professional livers of life. However, we've been around the block a time or two. We know a thing or two. So we're going to apply what we know from all of the blind tastings we've done in the past as we get into these two glasses.
Cool.
Oh, that's perfect. I should have said from the past in the glass, like you had the rhyme.
It's fine.
And I missed it.
I work with words every day, so
And
I'll let you take it.
I clearly don't. Let's get this on the nose.
Ooh, it singed the nostrils a bit.
She's a little edgy.
Yeah.
She's got a little feist.
All I got was like ethanol.
Yeah, she's like feisty red punch. Somebody spiked the Kool-Aid.
Yeah. I feel like this pour is going to be something I need to smell after I taste it, and I think the nose will open up more because right now I'm getting straight up alcohol fumes.
Yeah, it was kind of a joke that I said somebody spiked the Kool-Aid, but this is very punchy in both alcohol and punchy as in like a fruit punch.
Yeah, it smells like the color red.
Yeah, it absolutely does. Let's get this on the palate.
It tastes like the color red. Like a red popsicle.
Yeah, and you're getting a lot of the stick influence too.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's sweet though, but it tastes kind of like a liquefied red popsicle.
Kind of, yeah. Yeah, I find that generally enjoyable. I mean,
Yeah.
It honestly, when I start thinking about red popsicles, it puts me poolside in the summer.
I know.
It's the summertime now. This kind of makes me want to go poolside.
Yeah.
I feel like this is a nostalgia pour. I don't want to oversell it because it's not blowing me away by any means.
It doesn't seem overly complex. I'm not picking apart a bunch of flavors, but I get red popsicle and it's kind of making me happy. So in my heart.
And it's got a little alcohol edge to it, at least on first sip, but let's not judge it on the first sip.
I do think the alcohol came through way more potent on the nose than it did on the palate.
That's a good point. Second sip.
Okay, I'm getting a little bit less of the popsicle, a little bit more of the popsicle stick, but still in that same vein.
Interesting. I got a lot of the popsicle stick first sip. They're kind of coming together. Generally enjoyable. I don't know. Yeah. We're not trying to guess what it is, but it tastes like bourbon. Tastes around that 100 proof point or so. Very enjoyable. Nothing off-putting in the glass. Not terribly complicated or, like I said, it's not blowing my hair back, blowing my socks off. It's not blowing anything, but
it doesn't feel or taste super high proof.
Yeah.
Which is kind of nice in the summer too. I don't necessarily want high proof all the time in the summer. It's hot outside.
It's hot. This is kind of like teetering. I'm starting to, just so everybody knows, so we're all on the same page.
Okay.
Because you guys are in the trust tree and the nest. Come on in. But I'm starting to get a little bit more specific about how I categorize pours. Okay. So oftentimes, and you know this, when I'm having a drink, usually it's just one at the end of the night or maybe two, and I will sit down with a Glencairn and I will nose it about 15 times and then I'll drink it slowly and all that stuff. This isn't exactly what I would reach for to do that with.
Okay.
But it's also, it almost would feel a little criminal to just throw it in a rocks glass and throw it back like on a hot summer day outside.
What about putting it in a rocks glass on ice and sip it?
I don't necessarily like cold bourbon all that much, so I probably wouldn't do that.
I could see this being on ice.
If
you are someone who puts bourbon on ice.
Yeah, I would put it in a rocks glass and sip it slower than just knocking it back.
Gotcha.
So it's kind of straddling that line between a rocks glass pour or a Glencairn pour where I wanted to actually spend some time with it. Speaking of spending time with things, let's get into spending some time with glass too.
This kind of smells like a kindergarten classroom. Like,
what does that mean?
I'm getting rulers and dry erase markers.
Oh, I see your rulers. To me, it's kind of, whereas glass one was a little bit more of the red Kool-Aid, this is a little bit more like the brown sugar caramel lane of bourbon.
Oh, really?
Yeah, these are like, to me, they seem like bourbon. Could not be, I don't know, but It's like the
Yeah.
tale of two bourbons. You can do bourbon a couple different ways, and these have just taken different paths down the bourbon trail.
This straight
bourbon
up
room.
smells like dry erase markers to me, and I keep smelling it. But I wasn't a marker sniffer when I was younger, but I probably could have been if I had allowed myself to be. Good thing I missed that, because I'm kind of intrigued by this.
We just found out Aaron has a problem here, live on TV. Well, not live, but
Live on the World Wide Web.
Yeah.
And not live. We're pre-recorded on the World Wide Web.
yeah. Again,
I'm just being honest.
I'm getting a little bit of the alcohol edge that I got in this, but it's just more brown sugar caramelly.
I'm not getting any of that. Let's
Yeah.
drink it, though.
Let's go.
I don't taste anything.
Really?
I need another sip.
Get it?
I need another sip.
Yeah, to me, the nose tracks right with the palate. Very comparable experience to Glass 1 overall as far as proof, feel on the mouth, like palate, finish. Everything is very comparable. Very much that darker flavor profile. Maybe a little bit of like a peanut butteriness, but more so in just like that brown sugar caramel honey thing.
I'm not getting any of those things you said.
Okay.
But
Does it taste like dry erase markers?
it does not taste like dry erase markers. It actually kind of tastes like a red popsicle, similar to Glass 1, but it feels initially like warmer. So I don't know what that means. Like warmer, it's like a little bit longer of a finish for me. It does have like a darker, so it's not like a bright red popsicle. It's like a maroon popsicle. It's like a darker red. I don't know. That doesn't make sense to anyone, barely myself, but I know that's what I get.
You ain't talking about that purple stuff, are you?
No, not purple. It's red.
Okay.
It tastes like red, but like a deep red.
Okay. I mean, second sip to me, I am getting more fruitiness.
Mm-hmm.
That I'm getting your red, and I don't know if that's cross contamination. What you're going to see in a minute is a little transition because we're going to stop, take a minute,
Drop and roll. Stop.
open up shop.
Drop. Shut them down. Open up shop.
We're going to,
Whoa. No. Let the Rough Riders roll. That's all I know because I wasn't allowed to listen to that song when I was a kid.
know the song, yeah.
That's all I know.
Who sings it?
I don't know. I should know this. I don't know.
Rough Riders.
Oh, Rough Riders. Yeah. Let the Rough Riders roll.
Who's in the Rough Riders?
Don't know. That. Haven't a clue.
DMX, R.I.P., and a bunch of other people. Anyways,
Okay, cool.
Glass number 2, yeah, it came through to me. I was, the peanut buttery note was a stretch, by the way. I'm thinking it's more oak than any kind of nuttiness because it's not really coming through with that nutty
Okay.
flavor. It's just kind of like again, brown sugar, caramel toffee, honey. Like it's in that vein. It's light. It's good. They're both enjoyable.
Yeah. So, to your point, we're going to stop and we're going to taste these
Yeah.
back and forth,
I don't know
forth and back.
Yeah, I don't know which one I prefer right now, so we definitely need to take some time with them.
Yep.
We're going to come back, let you know which one we prefer, if we found out anything new by getting more acquainted with these two, and give them some ratings, and then we'll do all the finding out stuff that we do. So, see ya. All right, I found that quite helpful. How
Yeah.
do you feel?
It was fine.
Okay. Anything change? How are you feeling?
So everything that I said still holds true, but with the caveat of this became more dark and this became more bright. So this became more red popsicle, but almost not in a good way. It became a little bit more bright, almost tart. And then this became darker in a good way, deeper, darker, richer. So I have a preference to Glass 2. I am going to give Glass 2 a thumbs up, and I am going to give Glass 1 just okay. Meaning, I don't have to have, honestly, I don't have to have this, but if it's a good price, I'd like to have Glass 2, so I'm going to give a thumbs up.
Okay. I found both of these reasonably enjoyable. Didn't love either one of them, but found that they were fine. They were good. Good quality, solid, seemingly bourbon. As I spent some time with them, I do see what you mean about the tartness.
Mm-hmm.
And I did get that. I read it as a little bit of sourness rather than tartness. But Glass 2 to me, I'm back on the nut. It went pecan to me. I couldn't place the nut.
Interesting.
But I finally figured
That's
it
a
out.
problem.
It is a problem. And I figured it out finally. Pecan. Because it's not peanut. It's not even almond. It's not cashew. It's not a Brazilian nut.
Is it
It's not
pistachio?
it's not a walnut. It's not a
Ooh.
pistachio.
We need to buy some pistachios.
I ran out of nuts. Anyways, pecan. That's what it is.
Sometimes you feel like a nut. Sometimes you don't.
So for me, this is the battle of the kind of bright fruity versus kind of pecan nutty
Okay.
caramel honeyness. And I could honestly flip a coin, or on any given day, my mood could push me one way or the other.
Yeah, that's fair.
Today, I honestly feel like I'm kind of square in the middle, and it's making me, I think, not give either of these glasses their just dues.
Okay.
Because I think
At least you're
typically,
being honest about it.
I am. I typically think I would give them both a thumbs up, but I think when I'm comparing them against the two, it's highlighting the things I don't like in both glasses.
About each one. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to give them a soft thumbs up, each one.
Price dependent.
Price dependent.
Okay.
To me, these strike me like, I would hope that they would be around that $30 to $50 range. They might be more than that, but
Yeah.
I think for what seems like about 100 proof, decent quality bourbon, that's what I would like to pay for that.
Let's see what we're working
And
with.
I don't really want to pay much more than that for them, but we shall see. So
All right.
in our pool, let's find out. You prefer glass number 2.
Yeah.
And if I had to pick another glass today, I'd probably pick glass 1. I probably would.
Okay.
So price on glass number 1.
$100.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I kind of see it. I
That's-
kind of see it with how the palette was, but the nose
Yeah.
is faint.
That's too much for me. I didn't even particularly care for it. So I'm not going to go. Oh, man. So it's not.
You're not going to buy it. It's a hard pass for you.
I'm not going to buy it. It's a thumbs down. Our ratings is not, it doesn't taste good. It's a thumbs down. Ours is, I'm not going to buy it. I will definitely not buy it. It's a thumbs down because I want to spend $100 on that. No, I want to spend it on something else.
I meant to say, and you guys aren't going to see this, but it was off camera. I had a reaction when I went back to glass 2 because it was all that red popsicle, but I got so much more vanilla, like a vanilla cream, like almost like a buttercream.
Interesting.
It really amped up, and that's why I wasn't surprised when she said $100 because
Gotcha.
the $100 to me with that heavy vanilla cream that I got, I still don't love it. I'm gonna definitely going down to just okay.
Okay.
So your thumbs down. I'm just
thumbs
okay on
down.
glass 1.
I'm thumbs down because I wouldn't buy it because
Yeah.
it's a little too sharp, a little too bright for what I want to spend $100 on.
That's fair. Glass number 2. My just okay means I would grab a glass in a bar or restaurant if I saw it, but I definitely do not have to have a bottle of it.
Gotcha.
All right, glass number 2, number 87.
Also $100.
Okay, how do you feel about that? You can see we're enthused with these prices.
I am going from a thumbs up to a just okay. Maybe, hold on.
I'm going just okay.
Just okay.
For sure.
Just okay. I would get a pour of this, whatever this is, at a bar. I do not have to purchase a bottle of it, but I like it enough to get it, to spend some money on it.
Yeah. Now, want to give you guys some context. If you're new to the channel or newer to the channel, for $100, we could get things we prefer more. That's really all this comes down to.
Correct.
It doesn't mean these are bad necessarily. It just means we have things we like to spend $100 on.
Well, we put our money where our mouth is, and I'm not going to necessarily buy a $100 bottle of whatever this is, but it tastes good enough that I would, if I saw it on a menu at a bar, at a restaurant, I would get a glass of it.
Yeah, and for $100, I'd rather have a bottle of National Barrel Company, a barrel pick there, or an Elijah Craig Barrel Proof or something like that. Those are just, for that much money, those things are more my speed than these things.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
watch these be those things. That would be hilarious.
That would be wild.
All right, let's find out glass number 1. My preference, number 88.
Oh, wow. Okay, hold on. This is a long word, so it's spanning the...
Can you even see it all?
I can now.
Okay.
So this is a 2023 Yellowstone limited edition Tokai.
Tokaji. Say it however you want to say
Tokai
it.
casks.
Tomato, Tolato, Tabato.
It's
whatever.
101 proof.
Okay. Well, I said about 100 proof.
And this is the 2022 Yellowstone limited edition Marsala casks.
Yeah.
Also 101 proof. And both of these are thanks to Bill and Delia Kavanaugh.
All right.
So
Thank you guys. So
we do not own a bottle of these.
we do not. So here's the thing about these, right? I don't know if I said this at the top, but some of our matchups are available versus allocated. Some are 2 shelfers to see which one's the better buy. Some are 2 expensive products or limited edition products to see if they come across as anything worth spending money on in a blind tasting format. When we don't know we're drinking it, it's easy for us to take a limited edition bottle, the Yellowstone bottle. It's beautiful. Get seduced by it, have it woo us into
and to know it's
appreciating
a
it.
special edition, therefore it's a little bit more rare.
Right.
Those preconceived notions, even for someone like me who's not really a whiskey nerd,
Yeah.
that still does influence how I think about it and what excuses I make for a bottle. If I know it's a special edition, or if it's a brand I historically like,
Yeah.
I could make excuses for something that doesn't taste as good as maybe I want it to. So this is removing all the bias. This is why we do these blind tastings, because we're at different whiskey levels in our journey, and it keeps us on an even playing field.
Now, here's the thing. If we have the bottle here, or if you have the bottle there and you're drinking it along with us, and you're getting some of the things we're getting, but we're seemingly hard on the whiskey, like we're being overly critical.
Yeah.
This is why we do it blind, because it takes the bottle, it takes the limited editionness, all that out of the equation. We're only judging it on what's in the glass.
Takes the specialness out of it.
Right. And are those things worth something? Sure they are.
Yes.
Sure they are. Are they worth it to us? Having now tasted, these are the first 2 Yellowstone limited editions I've ever tasted. Having now tasted 2 of them, would I go out and buy another one without tasting it first? No.
I agree with that.
I just wouldn't. And if they're your thing, that's totally fine. We're not making that critique at all. To each their own. Never tell another man how to spend his money, or woman, or whatever. Like, we're just not in that business, but we can only speak to our own personal experience. I think this was a very enlightening blind head-to-head, and hopefully you found some informativeness. That's definitely not a word. Hopefully you found this informative.
Something you can take away from this.
Right. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Maybe you got a laugh or two. Maybe we put a smile on your face or brighten your day a little bit. We hope. We can only hope.
That'd be nice.
We can only hope. But if we did any of those things, then like the video for us. That actually gives us a little thumbs up.
That
it helps.
would brighten our day.
Subscribe. That helps you, so you get more of our videos. We do blind tastings like this every week over here. And hit that bell if you want to join us on a live stream for a pour. Chat with us, do all that stuff. We do those once a month. They float around a little bit, so the bell actually does help you out.
It does.
And if you're good people who like good whiskey and you want to join in our Patreon community, there's a link to that down in the video description below as well. And it's amazing. Yeah. That's how you get access to our Discord. That's how you get access to our barrel picks. That's how you get access to our pop-up live streams. That's how you get access to our bonus content. That's how you get access, whiskey, people, friends, all kinds of stuff.
Yes, and also our Patreon community is one of the best Patreon communities out there. So you want to.
I'm sorry.
You want to be a part of it.
Hang on.
It is the best Patreon community out there.
I thought I heard her say one of the best.
Not one of the best Patreon community.
Definitely was not a true statement.
And you want to be a part of that.
Yeah. So, anyways, check that out down there. You can also get shirts like this over at stuffandwhiskey.com. Yep. So check that out down there as well. It's linked. And I think that's it for today.
Yeah. That's it. Be good to each other, y'all. And until next time, cheers.
Be careful what limited editions you spend your money on.
That too.